This is Theories and Applications of Organizational Communication, and this is our practical application lecture discussing how organizational change applies to the real-world challenge of climate change. As we covered in our primary lecture, organizational change is when an organization responds to problems, new environments, new inventions and discoveries, injustices, competition, and other activities, and that there are basically two types of change: planned change and unplanned change. This is a helpful frame through which to view organizations and their response to climate change. Climate change signals change. It's in the name. Temperatures are changing, extreme weather events are increasing, production will be disrupted, certain resources will become scarce. Every organization will be, in some way, shape, or form, facing change due to climate change. While we can anticipate many of the future impacts of climate change, many organizations are not accounting for them. This means that organizations will face unplanned change due to climate change. Conversely, some organizations are attempting to anticipate what is to come and implementing planned changes in advance. The degree to which an organization is attempting to account for and predict climate change impacts at this time will likely give them a better organizational response to change, as they're able to purposefully design and implement activities and processes into their organizational practices and routines. Whereas organizations that are not preparing for this will be facing continual unplanned change. Another component to consider regarding organizational change is change fatigue. It is reasonable to assume that we will reach a critical point when many organizations who have not planned in advance will be forced to change rapidly, and this will put a large strain on organizational members due to the fatigue and stress that can come with an environment of constant high-stakes change. Some examples of companies using planned responses to climate change are Patagonia, who recently moved to donate the company's profit to climate change rather than taking the company public or selling stake in it. Unilever sources raw materials from global suppliers using ecologically sustainable practices and is now selling single-use products in refillable glass and stainless steel packaging that consumers can reuse. Tesla is the first vehicle manufacturer to produce over 1 million electric cars. And there are financial investment companies such as Blue Marble Investments that only invest in sustainable investment products. Different governments around the world are responding in different ways to climate change. Denmark, Sweden, and Norway are currently ranked the highest in terms of highest achievements in climate protection. Denmark, for instance, has reduced their greenhouse gas emissions by half over the past few decades, while simultaneously doubling the size of their economy. And they have pledged to pay for losses and damages to developing countries due to climate change impacts that they suffer from emissions that they did not emit. These organizations, which are proactively addressing and recognizing climate change, are able to implement planned change strategies in advance and increase their likelihood of long-term resiliency. Others, which are failing to do so, will likely face a series of unplanned changes that will strain their organizations. In any case, climate change heralds many significant changes for all organizations, many of which, although we can anticipate many, we still cannot anticipate. That's it for now. The next topic we're going to cover is power and resistance.